It is Friday, and it's about damn time, too. It is the 6th day of December, 2024. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley, cloudy, foggy, for day number, what is this, 10 or 11? I think it was like the Tuesday before Thanksgiving when this started. We got, well, now 2 more days of this. They changed the forecast on us, folks, from the last time you and I visited 24 hours ago. We were thinking rain and mild temperatures on Saturday. Now they're saying freezing rain and cold temperatures on Saturday. Saturday morning, if you're going to go out and about, watch out. It could get pretty dicey. We got freezing rain in the forecast, and then the sunshine and the warm temperatures come on Sunday, as promised. Forecast from the National Weather Service is coming up, but it could be a bit difficult getting around town in the north central Washington area on Saturday morning. Those details, very important details, are coming up. A lot of news to get to, a lot of sports to get to. Our cameras are at the Wenatchee High School gymnasium, he said, for Brewster and Wenatchee basketball, girls and boys. Highlights of that. Kraken won in New York. We like that as well. And speaking of sports, Jeremy Anders, it's our good buddy, the general manager of the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. Their schedule is out. They released it a couple of days ago. I hopped all over it. I said, Jeremy, come down. Let's talk racing, buddy. They have one of the best lineups they're ever going to have at the WVSO as they celebrate their 55th year of racing up at Fancher Heights. Jeremy will join me in the back half of the program. It's one of those scenarios that happens occasionally. We have 5 pounds worth of programming in a 4-pound bag to put it in. So we're going to do our best to cram it all in. And again, that's that scene that you see behind me from our Wenatchee Heights camera is not a live shot. Long story. So once again, without our PTZ cameras, we won't be doing our tour around the valley and around north central Washington, but it doesn't mean that we can't talk about the weather, because some people just talk about the weather, but here we really talk about the weather. Here's an updated slide from the National Weather Service to talk about what I just mentioned. Things are going to be a little dicey. We're talking freezing rain, a little bit of sleet. Now the snow is going to be relegated to the mountains as this system pushes in, the passing weather system, but it's slowed down a little bit, which means that we're looking at freezing rain overnight tonight. And I mean in the wee small hours. We're talking 3, 4, 5 a.m. on Saturday morning. Freezing rain, and then a mixture of light drizzle and freezing rain, and then light drizzle. We're only going to be now in the mid-30s. Now that deck of clouds is right about 3,700 feet. It hasn't really moved. It hasn't gone up or down for the last couple of days. It's going to stay there today and Saturday, and then things will change Saturday night and Sunday. It looks pleasant for the first time in a long time. I think we're actually going to see some sunshine, but things could get a little dicey commute-wise, both in the mountain passes, which will be relegated mostly to snow, but then the lower elevations, freezing rain, occasionally maybe even some sleet is a distinct possibility as the system moves in. The problem is even though it's a warm front, the cold air down on the valley floor is trapped, and that means it will rain above about 4,000 feet. It'll come down as rain, and as it passes through the cold air, the rain freezes, and by the time it hits the ground, because our temperatures will only be slightly above freezing, things could get a little dicey. Let's do this in detail from the National Weather Service. Here we go. Clouds and fog and clouds and fog. We're going to do it again. 31 and 31. That's not a misprint. Yesterday's high was 32. Yesterday's low was 29, just like it has been for the last 10 days. The clouds and the fog and the inversion, that's just what it is. Now again, overnight tonight, actually early Saturday, freezing rain is possible right up until noon on Saturday. As you can see, it was supposed to be in the 40s tomorrow. Now they say only 35. So freezing rain before noon, then a mixture of freezing rain and light drizzle about 1 to 2, and then in the afternoon hours after 1 o'clock until sunrise, just drizzle. So hopefully it'll melt whatever freezing rain we get. High tomorrow of only 35. Snow level is going to go down to 2,100 feet Saturday night, but it doesn't look like we're going to get any snow. The system will be gone by then, and then, hey, how about some sunshine on Sunday? Most of the sunshine of the afternoon hours will take it 45 for the afternoon high on Sunday. High pressure will, not a very big ridge of high pressure, but high pressure will be here Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. High pressure when the skies are clear means the skies stay clear. High pressure when it's cloudy means the clouds stay around, which is what we've been dealing with. And not a bad week as we head into the middle, almost the middle of December. I got to start my Christmas shopping. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Friday morning news, and there's a lot of it. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
Who does Springwater Insurance Group work for? Well, we work for you. Now, some of you think we work for Medicare insurance plans. No, we work for you and your Medicare needs. Now, we are independent agents, and this allows us to teach you about all your plan choices. Now, once we find the most suitable health and drug plan for this new year, we then assist you with your enrollment. We also take it a step further. We provide local, face-to-face customer service at one of our local offices. We provide this service because it's what you want.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on an efficient CR-V hybrid, spirited Accord hybrid, sporty Civic hybrid, and the all-electric Prologue. Don't wait, turn your dreams into reality with a new Honda, named KBB.com's best overall EV and hybrid brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
31 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. We have just hit our high temperature. Clouds and fog today, freezing rain, freezing drizzle tomorrow morning, just rain tomorrow afternoon. Finally, we get to see the sun again come Sunday. 7 minutes after the hour, the Wenatchee City Council had a special meet and greet meeting last night. The idea to get candidates who might like to represent the city on City Council, because at-large Council member Keith Huffaker, of course, is going to leave the council at the end of the year after 12 years of service, and new applicants are being sought for appointment to fill out the rest of his term, which is for the rest of next year. Keith and his wife Robin plan to travel the country and live out of their trailer. Huffaker told us spending so much time on the council has definitely been a learning experience.
Oh, there's a whole list of things that I didn't know. Just the amount of money that goes in and out the door to keep the city running, keep the lights on, keep employees paid, the equipment it takes, there's just a big wealth of things that you learn in your first month as being a city council member. I was overwhelmed. I would go home every night and look at my wife and go, what did I get myself into? But it's been a great learning curve, a great thing to learn how the city runs, and I encourage everybody to learn the inner workings of the city, because it is their money that we're spending.
Was that what motivated you to run in the first place? Were you like, we need to make some better fiscal choices and I think I can help?
Yes, so we were just coming off of the Town Toyota Center, and I was very frustrated with how that went, and I thought, you know what? Those kinds of things should never happen again. The people should have a say in it. Those decisions need to be more public. And I complained about it enough that when the position came open, my wife said to me, put up or shut up. So I threw my name in the hat, and lo and behold, 12 years later, I've been a council member trying to not shut up and let my voice be heard. And sometimes I feel like I'm the lone voice out there, but I think it's been worthwhile, and try and get my opinion out there and listen to what the citizens of Wenatchee want. Whoever takes my seat, I hope they're not afraid to let their voice be heard, to get out there and interact with the community, listen to what they're passionate about, and bring that passion to the council for them. It's a great thing to know how your city works, and I encourage everybody to, even if you aren't interested in being a council member, we really don't get a lot of public showing up at meetings, you've probably noticed, and I think everybody should be involved in their city and know how it works so that they can be informed and have their voice be heard as well.
An East Wenatchee man arrested last summer in Chelan while allegedly carrying a modified handgun is now charged with a federal firearms offense. Abraham Aguilar Leon was taken into custody back in July by sheriff's deputies after he allegedly threatened to shoot random passerby near Riverwalk Park in Chelan. In his backpack, police say the 19-year-old was carrying a .40 caliber pistol with a Glock switch that would allow fully automatic gunfire, as well as a 9mm pistol made from a ghost gun kit. He's charged in Chelan County Court with felony harassment, possession of an unlawful firearm, and carrying a concealed pistol. In October, prosecutors for U.S. Attorney Vanessa Waldruff took up the case and charged Aguilar with illegal possession of a machine gun. That is a federal crime. He faces a possible trial in U.S. District Court in Spokane at the end of this month. An East Wenatchee man is in jail after allegedly firing off a handgun during a road rage incident. This happened just outside of Leavenworth shortly before 1 o'clock on Wednesday. 33-year-old Daniel Robert Stevens is accused of tailgating another motorist while eastbound about 14 miles west of Leavenworth on Highway 2, aiming the weapon as he passed and then firing shots in the air and toward the other vehicle after moving ahead of them. The two men in the victim vehicle not hurt. Their truck was not damaged. Chelan County deputies, the Washington State Patrol, and Fish and Wildlife Police cooperated to locate Stevens. They found him about 2.5 hours later driving a Jeep Cherokee on Chumstick Highway. He allegedly told police the occupants of the other vehicle had thrown fireworks out of their truck. He faces a possible charge of drive-by shooting. 3 out of the 4 defendants in a Moses Lake drug conspiracy case have now pleaded guilty to federal charges. All 4 were charged in January in a 7-count indictment by U.S. Attorney Vanessa Waldruff, alleging they organized a conspiracy to sell methamphetamine. The latest, Solomon Veye Chavaria, he entered a plea last month to a federal count of meth distribution. He'll be sentenced in March. Prosecutors say he was also the source of the handgun allegedly used by Christopher Valley Maciel to kill 23-year-old Armando Benavides in November of last year. One other defendant is now serving 18 months in prison for his guilty plea. A third awaits sentencing on a plea to unlawfully using a cell phone to arrange drug sales. The 4th defendant, Jose Mauricio Rodriguez Sanchez, he faces trial in February on 4 counts of distribution of methamphetamine. And around the Thanksgiving holiday last week, the restrooms at Wenatchee's Lincoln Park were vandalized over the course of a few days. The bathroom was tagged with graffiti before Thanksgiving on November 26th. The second tagging took place on November 29th. On Sunday of last week, somebody set fire to a trash can inside the restrooms, which didn't do very good at all. So the city of Wenatchee has placed an order for toilet enclosures because of the extent of the damages. These are the brand new restrooms that were just installed at Lincoln Park last summer. The city's Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Department is looking into the matter, as you might imagine. That's the news at just about 14 minutes after the hour. One more newscast to get your weekend going comes your way tonight. At 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. It's been a busy week in the newsroom, but, you know, beats being bored, I suppose. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight on television. You can watch it whenever you want to at your very convenience just by going to our homepage, NCWLIFE.com. Our news is on our Facebook page. It's on our YouTube page, quite popular, I might add. And if you're out and about and you think this might be something that warrants a call to the newsroom, or better yet, an email, do it. Why not? News at NCWLIFE.com. The Wenatchee boys basketball team won a game for the first time in a long time. The girls, well, another story altogether. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ. This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget. Save up to $1,000 on hot spring spas or buy plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. Why shop anywhere else? Central Washington Water. They service what they sell.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
Sports at 17 minutes after the hour. Vince Dunn had a goal and 2 assists. Joey DeCourt stopping 27 shots. And the Kraken beat the Islanders 5-2 last night. Ty Cartier, Oliver Bjorkstrand, Shane Wright, and Jaden Schwartz also scored for the Kraken. The Kraken are 8-1-0 this season when scoring 4 or more goals.
Across to Dunn, at Richmond, score! A deflection by Cartier as he redirected it past Sorokin, and there is the early usual start for the Seattle Kraken. They are on the board with the early lead. Off to Matty Beniers. Beniers to the goal line. Stevenson surveys. Dunn, one-timer, score! Deflected in front, I believe, by Bjorkstrand. Power play goal. And it's a 2-0 Seattle lead. Cruising behind the net, Dunn sets up his steady D partner Larson. Dunn able to control with a drive. Score! A goal to go with his 2 assists as Vince Dunn makes it 3-0 Seattle. Right shoots. Score! A power play goal again for the Kraken. They are 2 for 2 with the man advantage. A snapshot from Shane Wright makes it 4-0 Seattle. Down to the goal line. Lee tries to stuff it home. Pajot is on the first step as well. Up and past the glove of Dobson. A race with Schwartz towards the empty net. And chipped in. Dobson couldn't catch the puck at the Seattle line.
No rest for the Wicked. Kraken go right back at it tonight. They'll be in New Jersey against the Devils. The puck will drop at 4 on King and Kong. Insert your own joke here. Seahawks will be in Glendale this Sunday trying to extend their lead in the NFC West. This is a big one. It's a showdown against the Cardinals. Kickoff is at 1:05 on the Columbia Broadcasting System. For the rest of the NFC West, here's who they play and when they play. Buffalo will be in Los Angeles at 1:25. All the games are on Sunday afternoon, by the way. Chicago will be at San Francisco at 1:25 on Fox. Well, the Wenatchee Panther girls managed just 2 points in the first quarter, never got back into it, and they lost to the Brewster Bears 61-28 last night. Brewster had 3 players reach double figures, led by Pepper Bozel's 17 points. Grant Olson had the call on the NCWLIFE channel.
That's our first turnover of the night. And quickly back come the Bears to the basket. Layup, it's up and in. And that is Pepper Bozel. 3-on-2 for the Bears. All the way to the basket is McGuire and her first 2 of the night. Bozel had it, and it's stolen away from her by Jones. Here's Jones with it. The shot taken from 12, good. The Panthers, another turnover, 2-on-1 for Brewster. Layup, no good. And put back up and in by Morgan McGuire. Here's Bozel. Didn't take the shot, decided to pass it off instead. Good choice. Paige Wolf up and in. Here's Bozel now, near side in front of the bench. Hand fake, layup is good, and she's fouled. Get an inbounds here. Shot taken by Pomatz at the buzzer, no good. And that is our final score. After 4 here at Wenatchee High School, it was Brewster 61 and Wenatchee 28.
Elsewhere, Moses Lake got by Kennewick in a big way. Look at the football score. It's a girls' basketball game, but Omak and Liberty Bell had a football game, apparently. Cascade all over Manson, Okanagan, and girls' basketball last night just by a point over Pateros, and Curlew knocked off Tonasket. It's been a long time since the Panther boys won a basketball game. That drought ended last night. A decisive 77-40 victory over Brewster. Travis Torres on fire. Poured in 25 points to lead the Panthers. Once again, Grant Olson with the call.
Down court, Covington. Now it's Thompson with it. He's going to put up another 3 for Brewster, and again, it's good. His second 3 here in the first minute and a half. Panthers back the other way. It's Torres. No look, flatness, shot no good. Irvin back up, no good. Irvin gets his own rebound, kicks it out. Torres for 3, good. Torres, pass on the wing, layup no good by Hammond, but the Panthers save it. Now Matheson for 3, good. Here's Travis Torres left open. He's going to put up the shot, 3, good. Hunsaker with it. A dribble, now to Butler. Back out Torres, right wing, dribbles top of the key. Thought about this shot. Now it's Ryder Ray with it. Free throw line, going to put up the off-balance shot. He gets it to go. The Panthers with that 5-point lead. Ray, left elbow, jump shot, good. Shot taken. Henry Miller for 3, good. And the Panthers come back. It's flatness. Left side, Ray. Spin move to the basket, good. 1 of 4 from the line for Becker this quarter. 2 seconds left in the quarter. Here's Hunsaker, puts up the shot at the buzzer, and it goes, it's good. Luke Hunsaker with his 6th point, and that ends the quarter. 1 second shot at the buzzer off the backboard, no good, and that will do it. Our final score, Wenatchee 70 and the Brewster Bears 44.
Joined by our player of the game, junior Travis Torres. And Travis, how great does this feel after no wins last season? You start this season with the big win.
I mean, it feels pretty good. You know, we had a rough season, but it feels good to come back, get a win on our first game.
You guys look confident from the outset. Brewster played you tough for about the first half of the first quarter, and then you guys took control. Were you confident coming into this?
Yeah, I had a feeling like we played them in Summer League. We didn't win, but we were missing a lot of varsity players, but we came out strong and beat them.
We are joined by Wenatchee head coach Ambrose Bissett. And Coach, no wins last year. You start this year with a big win. How great does this feel right now?
Well, I mean, you know, the reality is we're 1-0. You know, last year was a tough season. We want to make sure that we learn from that. There's no better teacher than losing, and we did a lot of learning last year. So this is a carryover from the hard work we put in last year.
Other games, the winners, Kennewick over Moses Lake, Liberty Bell, boys basketball over Omak by 10. Tonasket rolled over Curlew. That's what happened. Here's what's going to happen. Here's your girls' schedule for today. Go out and check it out all the way across the board. They'll get going at 4:30 all the way to 6 o'clock. All of these games, by the way, are non-league games. They don't start league basketball for another week or so. And boys basketball, here's your schedule for tonight. Take a look and go to the local gymnasium and watch the kids play hoops. Again, all of those games are non-leaguers. As far as Saturday is concerned, here's your girls' schedule. They get going early for Pasco at Wenatchee, and then on down the line. Again, all of these are non-leaguers. That's the Saturday girls basketball schedule, and your boys basketball schedule on Saturday looks something like that. They don't play on Sunday. I don't know what I'm thinking. This is it. They're wrapping it up. It is football championship time. 3 games tomorrow at Husky Stadium, 2 games on Saturday. The 1B is Wilbur-Crest and Keller will take on Liberty Christian. That'll be followed for the 1A championship. Royal going for their 5th straight 1A championship at 3 o'clock, and then they wrap it up with the 3A championship with O'Day at Bellevue. And then on Saturday, 3 games, I should say. The 2B, the 8-man football is going to come up as well. That's actually on Friday. Napa Vine will take on Okanagan. Okanagan trying to defend their championship. That'll be followed by the 2A championship and finally the 4A championship at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Can't forget about Wild Hockey. They're at home tonight. It's Ugly Sweater Night With Spokane in town at 7 o'clock, then they're in Spokane tomorrow, and then Sunday is the Teddy Bear Toss against the Silvertips at 4 o'clock. And those are just some of the games that people are playing for your Obscura holiday. Happy birthday to the microwave. Here's a nice photo of somebody using a microwave in the 1960s, invented by Percy Spencer. In 1946, he used radar technology to develop what he called the radar range. Percy was working for Raytheon at the time, and as part of his compensation package, if you invented something while working for Raytheon, you didn't get the royalties. You got the patent, but the company got the royalties. So Percy didn't get a lot of money on that. Of course, most people use the microwave almost every day. The first microwave, by the way, for home use, 1955, way too expensive and way too big. Now they're cheap and small. National Microwave Oven Day, a now essential item in the kitchen tool. Today in history, at 26 minutes after the hour, happy birthday to the Washington Monument. The Washington Monument opened on this date in 1884. This is Project Vanguard. You remember the Soviets, they lost Sputnik and then Sputnik 2. We were behind the time, so we got to get into it. So we're going to launch our own satellite, the first ever satellite launched by the United States to orbit around the Earth. So here we go. Cape Canaveral live shot. Here we go. Vanguard is on its way to crap. Yeah, it blew up. They eventually got it figured out. So yeah, the U.S. ready to fire a space rocket today, and then the next day's New York Times, the headline was, it blew up. Well, anyway, we would get better. Don't worry about that. Altamont, 55 years ago today, the free concert held by the Rolling Stones and others at the Altamont Speedway outside the San Francisco Bay Area ends in tragedy when 18-year-old Meredith Hunter is stabbed to death by Hell's Angels security guards. They were paid in beer. There were 3 other deaths. A lot of anarchy at the infamous Altamont concert, December 6, 1969 and December 6, 1973. 51 years ago today, the 25th Amendment, the House of Representatives votes 387 to 35 to confirm Gerald Ford as the Vice President of the United States. He is sworn in that day in the House chamber, the first time that the only time really, the 25th Amendment has been put into place. Let's do some birthdays. One heavenly birthday to legendary Dave Brubeck, jazz pianist. His album Time Out is one of the most famous jazz albums of all time. In fact, it was the first jazz album to sell over 1 million copies, featuring the famous song Take 5, written by the legendary Paul Desmond. Dave Brubeck was born 104 years ago today, but the music lives on. You remember Elian Gonzalez? He was the kid who had that huge child custody case back in 2000. They were trying to go from Cuba to Florida. His mother drowned. He survived. They found him. They brought him to Florida. His only surviving relative was his father, who lived in Havana. They eventually returned him to Cuba. It was a big controversy back in 2000. He was just a kid when it happened. He was 5 years old when it happened. He's now 31 years old, happily married, lives in Havana. And of course, I love Japanese sumo wrestling. It's one of my favorite things to do on weekends is I queue up the DVR and play all my favorite Japanese sumo wrestling matches. So I want to wish a happy birthday to Warataka Hakasaki Atasu. That guy, my favorite Japanese sumo wrestler. He is 30 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. The very best at what they do. Here's one of the things you need to do. Talk to contractors. People who build homes or remodel homes, they'll tell you when it comes time to find out who gets the honors of doing the HVAC system for a new or remodeled home. They're usually calling Alpine Air because, well, for heat and air, call Alpine Air. They're a platinum sponsor and a platinum company. Still to come, Mike Benardi's got an opinion, and then we're talking racing with Jeremy Anders. That'll get your juices flowing. The WVSO schedule is out for next summer. Jeremy joins me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
It's a hometown celebration, Christmas in Cashmere, Saturday, December 7th. It's family fun with a kid shop, live festive music, complimentary warm beverages, and tasty holiday treats. Come enjoy the sights and sounds of the season. Don't forget, Santa Claus arrives at 11, and please visit our sponsors. Gayton's Green Weidenbach. They add value to their clients' projects and contribute to their clients' success. Doan's Valley Pharmacy in the heart of downtown Cashmere. Discover great gifts, and they'll gift wrap for free.
Let your kindness shine bright at Boswell's. This holiday season, donate $50 or more to charity and save $400 on stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans. And save $200 on any stressless recliner, home office chair, and each seat of a stressless sofa. Plus, take $200 off 4 stressless dining chairs now. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
I think that's a power line.
Nailed it. Whoa, what the? Are you gonna call 911 or should I?
Actually, we're late. I'm just gonna drive over it.
Afraid not. Down power lines are super dangerous. If you see one, you call it in.
Yeah, I just drove up to a down power line.
She gets it.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, that lighted cross in South Wenatchee and the planned one in Leavenworth, they got me thinking. Now, this is America, where our Constitution guarantees freedom of religion. It does not allow promoting one religion over the other. No, it doesn't. And now, how would the cross supporters feel if our Jewish folks wanted to put up a huge lighted Star of David overlooking the valley? Well, how about it if our Muslim devotees built an illuminated crescent and star that we had to look at every night? You know, at least those two faiths have some justification in saying they want to stand up against persecution, where we of the Christian faith really do not. No, we don't. This is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese blintz, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
The Gilded Lily is filled with holiday cheer. Every corner is full of gift ideas that have been handpicked for your home, family, and friends. Come see the beautiful trees with decor to make your home sparkle this festive season. Gorgeous lights, gourmet foods, specialty chocolates. Shop often during the holiday season and enjoy complimentary gift packaging with purchase. The staff at Gilded Lily looks forward to assisting you with your holiday shopping.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Welcome back to the program. Anytime I get a chance to talk about the WVSO, I am on board. You know me well enough, viewers. I'm really into music. Music's my thing. And the fact that we have all these great musicians who gather together and perform some of the great classics at the America Performing Arts Center touches me deeply. So here to talk about the WVSO, the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval, is the conductor, Nick Khalid. Nick, it's good to see you, my friend, at the... I'm sorry. It's not the wrong WVSO. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's Jeremy from Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval, which explains a lot. I was going to say, Nick, you look terrible. But
Nick looked completely different. I actually went to a Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra show last year. For the first time in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. It is funny though. We both share the WVSO name, right?
Yeah, you got the same acronym.
Complete opposite sides.
Yeah. But first of all, you're plural. You're Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval, which I've always liked, as opposed to the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra. The calendar is out. You have 18 big, huge days of racing coming up for the 55th year of racing up at Fancher?
55th year of racing, Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. It's been an amazing run. This is, we didn't get to celebrate our 50th year. Our 50th year got drowned by COVID, so we didn't get we got to race that year. A lot of big partner with you guys, but we want to make sure we celebrated 55 big because we didn't get to celebrate 50. And we had some big things planned for our 50th year, but we couldn't pull them off. So we went out and probably put together one of our most diverse, aggressive, big, packed schedules we could, and we have everything you can think of packed into one schedule. We have things that are coming to the track that have not been here for 22 years, 23 years. We have things that have been here for 10 years, 8 years, all coming back into this one season, and it is going to be a killer year.
The process for the uninitiated, all the track people, the owners and the managers and the association, you guys all get together, I believe in Portland, for about 3-day confab, is that right? You have banquets, you have trophies, and you all sit out, and everybody hashes out a schedule together so everybody is on the same page. And because talk about how the whole scheduling works, because it's just not you and Garrett and Michelle. Everybody has to be on the same page for this whole thing to work. Between Evergreen Speedway and now that the Tri-Cities is opening. Talk about how that whole process works.
It's similar to what you do like for, let's say, the hockey league, the WHL for like the Wenatchee Wild. The promoters work together, and a lot of it actually. Some of it happens before we even get to Portland. You have a pretty good idea of kind of what you're wanting and hoping, and then you kind of finalize those deals in Portland. We do Portland. It's called WRPA, the Western Auto Racing Promoters Association. We go down there, and you have the tracks from Washington, Oregon, Idaho, California, Nevada, Utah, British Columbia, Alaska. They all come in, and you have dirt tracks, asphalt tracks, and we learn about stuff, like what's happening new in our industry. We share ideas of what was best for us this year, what was great for us, and then we have collaborations or meetings with our vendors, but also the tracks. And we did a really cool thing this year. We had the Tri-State Pro Late Model Series, which has been our premier Pro Late Model races across the Northwest and really the Eastern Washington side and Oregon and Idaho side the last few years between Wenatchee, State Line, Hermiston, Tri-Cities. And for the first time since that started 4 years ago, we actually have Evergreen Speedway coming on this year. So that joined, and that all happened out in WRPA. So sometimes when you get locked in a room together, things happen, and good things happen. And I think that happened this year with a lot of things. There's some great things happening that are still to be announced for the Northwest Racing as well that happened within those doors. So it's just working. I think maybe 25, 30 years ago, the relationships weren't as strong as they are right now amongst promoters in the Northwest. There's a lot more tracks back then, but I think that now that we realize that if we can support each other and make racing healthier, our sport really has had some strong points the last few years with that. But when we can support each other, I think we're stronger across the board.
A few years ago, you lost Yakima. Yakima's gone now. I think it's a hardware store or an Amazon fulfillment center.
Churns 3, we were just drove by on the way back from Portland, and Churns 3 and 4 are there, but Churns pretty much the turns 1 through 2 is now a Pape store.
So you lost Yakima, but you got Tri-Cities back.
Yeah,
and that was big, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was good. Anytime we get a track back is great. So, and they're not racing a whole lot down there. They only race about 4 times a year, but they bring the big Apple Cup and the big Fall Classic to kind of start the season and end the season, and they have 1 or 2 races in between there. So that just makes more variety for drivers to do. Let's say 20 years ago, we were racing 25 weekends, 25 Fridays and Saturdays. And we just found that going down to that 16 to 18 race schedules. This year we have a couple more than we like to. I mean, I like the 16 race schedule. It just kind of works out nice for us. But it's okay to take some time off. People have families. People want to travel to race other races. It's okay for us to take a little bit of time off just to, take some time. I try to take those last couple weeks off of July for a couple of reasons. Usually it's 2 of the hottest weeks of the year. So it gets really hot up there. And then it's just 2 big races there. And that kind of gives some of our guys a chance to maybe if they want to take a vacation somewhere. It's funny, I always get the calls in October, November from people like, hey, my daughter's getting married. I don't want to miss a race weekend. When are we racing, stuff like that? Or hey, I got engaged this last year. My wife wants to get married in the summertime, but it's race season. Just things like that. So we want to schedule their vacations or schedule weddings. Every once in a while, we go on top of somebody's wedding, and we're sorry about that, but it happens. But we want to make sure that we have some time for families, and plus the fans. If they get a season pass, they want to have a weekend where they can travel. Maybe not to go to a racetrack. I'm pretty much at a racetrack every single weekend all year long, but it's okay to have a few weekends off.
Yeah, 24 seems a bit much, and it dilutes the product too, doesn't it?
I think back then there wasn't as much competition too, like in the Wenatchee Valley for fans and stuff like that too. Back then there wasn't, you didn't have a lot of the other sports teams or activities going on, and I feel like now definitely things have changed of how people spend their time. So when we're at 17, 18, I think it's a lot. I think it just works out a lot better. It's 1 to 2 races a month, sometimes 3 a month, but you get at least 1 off weekend every single month.
Is it me, or is the quality of the racing improved? I think just from a standpoint of drivers and cars and crews, it just seems to be better than it used to be.
Well, I can say we have some of the best racers in the Northwest racing at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. Thomas Stanford went out and won 4 track championships this year, or 4 championships in the Northwest this year. His home track is Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. His shop is right there. Casey Klein is based out of Quincy, Washington. He's racing at the Snowball Derby this week down in California. Evan Getz, one of the top racers. They race locally here at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. We had some of the Evergreen drivers who raced here full time. So we have that. On our hobby stock Thunder Car division, those drivers, they'll compete against anybody in the Northwest right now. So we have some really strong and good racers racing locally here. Our B-Mod class came back, a few years ago, and that's presenting something. We're the only class, or I guess State Line does, but our track has probably the strongest modified divisions on the West Coast, locally racing there every single week. Our 4-cylinder Roadrunner division, that's just chaos sometimes, and it's a lot of fun, but it's really good. Our legend racing, the cool thing about our legend racing is when we do legend races, we kind of, we're centrally located, so we pull the best drivers out of State Line, Hermiston, South Sound, and Evergreen all come, and they all meet here to race against each other here. And now we're starting to get a few more local guys who have legend cars. So I think because we're centrally located, sometimes we draw the talent in here to all those people, but we have some really good local talent as well. The legend himself is from Wenatchee, right? Garrett Evans. So I think that, we have a long history of having great racers out of here, and that provides great product. And I think because we have strong racers, we tend to see some of the other racers come in and want to take on our guys.
And the track. We can't underestimate the importance of the track. It is the fastest quarter mile in the West, and that's not just some marketing slogan. It's nothing cosmetic. It's true. It is, and that brings in the racers, because that gets out in the racing community. They're all talking to each other, and they're saying Wenatchee's a place to race. It's a cool place it's a great place to go. It's great organization, great ownership, and a good track.
I think one of the couple things about the track are the track surface itself. It's a rubberized asphalt, so it doesn't eat up tires. So you can race the same set of tires pretty much the whole entire season you want to in some of our classes, not to wear by new tires because it has a rubberized asphalt in it. We have nice concrete pits for everybody, power for all the pits. So I think that kind of helps out there quite a bit. So the wear and tear, it can actually save you a little bit of money racing at Wenatchee when you don't have to do that part there. So I think that knowing when people come in, they have that stuff. And talk about being the fastest. For the first time in 23 years, we have the fastest, most bad, I can't say it, race cars on the planet. That's a quote Garrett Evans, that's what he calls them. The super modifieds are back. The first time in 20, I think it's 22, 23 years.
Talk about, how did you swing that?
So we talked about it last year. It's a little bit of a financial overtaking to bring him in, and it's the first time they're back in Washington over 20 years. They've kind of had a resurgence of that class. It's kind of, if you think of an Indy car mixed with a sprint car, And that's what it pretty much is. And they are fast. I think, so I was talking with Garrett about this. So 23, 24 years ago, they were practicing on Friday night. They were in the 9-second track time, which is crazy. And then they came out the next day for qualifying, which is more the official time. And there was, I think it was a street stock or a Thunder car that had gone out before and actually lost a motor and oiled down the track. And so the track wasn't as fast. So I don't know if we'll see a 9-second lap, but I think we're going to see a really low 10-second lap that weekend. Plus we have a sprint car. So Thunder in the Valley is one you want to mark. If you like open wheel racing, you like fast race cars, Thunder in the Valley, July 12th. It's the Speed Tour Super Modifieds, which are just crazy badass cars. And they have cars coming from Utah, California, Nevada, Idaho, all coming out. And you might even have a chance of seeing an East Coast guy come in for it because it's going to be a big race. Then you have the IWS sprint cars, which are sprint cars. They're usually in the 10-second, 11-second laps. You have the Ted Mitchell Modified Showdown, a race we brought back last year. Ted Mitchell, the guy that paved the track to make it as fast as it is. We're going to have a couple different modified groups in that one. We're expecting 25 modifieds for that race, and then the Northwest Focus Midget. So it's all open wheel racing one weekend. July 12th, it'll be a big one for sure.
You mentioned that the rubberized asphalt at the WVSO, which they did, what, about 2-3 years ago when you repaved it?
No, we haven't repaved it
because you don't have to.
1999.
Because you don't have to.
You don't have to. So I mean, there's other tracks that on the West Coast that have repaved in the last like 10, 12 years, and our track still holds up just as well and still just as fast or faster.
And you mentioned because it doesn't wear the tires down as quickly, and that is still one of the bigger concerns from a financial standpoint for racers is tires. They are not cheap.
Tires are not cheap, no. For some of our classes, you know, that race on a regular basis, a super late model set, you're probably looking at about $900, $950 a set of tires, and some weekends it's probably one set of tires, sometimes two sets of tires. So we try to, that's the nice thing there. Our 970 tire, what we race on for summer classes, keeps the car tossing a little bit. So some of our classes we have like a tire rule where you can't buy too many tires, pretty much to protect the racers, because many of the racers are my friends, but I'll say it, they outspend themselves sometimes when they don't need to, but it's just to protecting them from themselves.
By the way, the entire race schedule is on the WVSO's Facebook page and their homepage. It's just a nice poster. You can pick out all the dates you want. But you want to get season tickets now, don't you?
Yeah, season passes are on sale now. They went on sale a couple weeks ago. You can buy them on our new ticketing partner, which is Ticket Haas. It's a really cool season pass. It goes on your phone. You can actually, if you can't make it to race, you can text those tickets to your friend, and your friend can use those tickets. You can buy them on there. And the nice thing about going on Ticket Haas, you're going to have extra discounts throughout the year for events to go to. You're going to have some merchandise discounts. All that stuff goes through the app. You can also buy them through at Leonard Evans in person with cash or check only there. If you want to do card, you have to do it online. If you buy them at Leonard Evans, you don't get as many discounts because you won't have the app on your phone, but you'll still have some great things there. And right now, they're only $199 until, which is like less than $10, like $10 a race is pretty much what it breaks down to. And then if you buy them after January 1st, it goes to $249. So you save $50 right now, and you get them. And they've been, they were going pretty good. And then yesterday we released the schedule, and literally within like an hour of the schedule coming out, it's like, bam, they all pop up. Like passes start going out pretty fast. So, which we know that usually as soon as the schedule comes out, people are like, oh, I want to buy them, but I want to see what's on the schedule first. And we try to leak little things here and there. So, you know, like we leaked that we have monster trucks coming back the first time in like 7 years. Monster trucks, the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. They got Rockstar, Identity Theft, California Kid, a couple other trucks. They're going to bring the Megasaurus, which is like eats the race cars like that. And we have racing happening with monster trucks. So that's a cool thing. You'll come there, you have a full night of racing, and you'll have monster trucks the first time they've come back. So it's really excited to have those guys back. Like I said, 7 years. We have freestyle motocross coming back, the 406 FMX freestyle motocross tour. Those guys travel the country. You have guys who have been on the multiple X Games winners in there. Guys who do like the Nitro Circus tour, they're coming. They'll have a big air show with freestyle motocross.
You use the infield at the WSO for that?
Well, they'll use every square inch. Okay. They'll usually they set up some ramps, some portal ramps will go right in front of the front section there. So we'll have some fun stuff there, and then we'll have May 31st is also the one you want to make. The last 2 years, our Wenatchee 200 has become one of the most prestigious races on the West Coast. This last year, we had drivers from 9 different states racing that race, and last year was $25,000 win and like $1,200 start. This year is $25,000 win, $1,500 to start, but we also have an extra $10,000 of bonus money on the line. So the winner could walk away with $35,000. And I literally, before I walked in the studio, I just got the phone with the driver from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. And he was like, hey, so we heard about the race last year. We just saw it on your schedule. We said, we're coming this year, one of the details. I talked to a driver last week from Texas who did not come to the race last year. He wants to come up, driver from Arizona. So the race is growing now every year. I mean, in the last couple of years, we've had local Northwest guys win the race. Evan Getz won it this year, $25,000 from Okanagan, Washington, just 15 years old. We had Cole Raz, who won the race 2 years ago. He's racing the Snowball Derby this week from Oregon. But we're now starting to see, we had, Bubba Pollard is the number one super late model driver in the country, came to Wenatchee last year and raced, and he finished in the top 3, but did not win the race. So that tells you drivers like to come to race Wenatchee, and I think this year that race could be one of the biggest races on the West Coast, maybe one of the biggest races in the country.
Wow. 18 events, super late models, sprint cars, pro late models, drifting, B-mods, monster trucks, bump to passes, my favorite. The midgets, the thunder cards, the legends, the bandoleros, the road runners, the youth road runners, the Crown Vics. It's all there. How are you going to cram this all in between Apple Blossom and the end of the year?
So we start 2 weeks before Apple Blossom. April 19th is the season opener, the Tommy Wentz Classic. I know you knew Tommy. Yep. Great guy. We celebrate him. We've kind of honored that the last few years. We do
Miss Tommy Wentz a lot.
Miss Tommy a lot. Yep. And short in stature, big in heart, right? And Tommy, we honor Tommy with the opening race, April 19th, the season opener. You want to be there. And we have some special things we're going to celebrate throughout the year. 55 years. We're going to do a top 55 greatest drivers of all time at WVSO. So it's kind of a few of us working on that to get that narrowed down there. We're going to have a drivers reunion night where we invite all the drivers who ever raced the track to come out. And then we're announcing something the next couple of weeks that we're going to try to honor. If anybody wants to do some throwback paint schemes, we're going to have an award at the end of the year for some throwback paint schemes to throw it back to the guys who have raced over the last 55 years. I mean, you got to think, 55 years. There's probably a lot of people in the valley who may not go up there on a regular basis, but at some point in their life they were up there at that track, or they had a connection to somebody to that track. I mean, back in the 70s and 80s, you're a little older than I am, but you used to see race cars in every street corner. All the gas stations had those race cars like that, and so we're starting to see that come back a little bit. We're starting to see guys start to go away from open trailer or closed trailers back to open trailers a little bit. But our goal is this year to have some just big celebrations to celebrate 55 years of racing. There's not very many businesses in the valley that can say they've been around for 55 years. Not very many racetracks in the country that can say they've been around for 55 years. So there's a lot of racetracks closing. We're going strong. Long before there was houses up on Fancher Heights, there was an airport, which is no longer there. The hangars are still there. Those hangars have actually been converted to race shops now, which is kind of interesting. There's a gun club and there's a racetrack. Well, there's still a gun club and there's still a racetrack out there, still going strong. There's still houses coming around, but we've also done some things the last couple of years. We do like Fancher Heights Neighbors Night, where we invite the neighbors of Fancher Heights to come in for free, stuff like that. And so I feel like we have a pretty good relationship with all our neighbors up there. It's funny, I'll be at the store sometimes, or we'll be at like the home show, and I've never been to the track, but I can hear them on Saturday nights. I'm like, well, they're a lot cooler to see in person than to hear a mile away. So I invite, if you've never come to it. We got a playground for the kids, which we're one of the very few tracks that have that. We're doing some remodels on a few things next year to make it a little better. We've got a great souvenir stand with some great merchandise coming available for next year. We've got some great food in our concession stands, which we're kicking up a notch this next year. We got cold beer, which that's great, right? I mean, how can you cold beer? And always have ice cold Pepsis. That's always a plus. So, and we're probably the only track in the country that offers custom, homemade, great gourmet cheesecake on a racetrack, but we have it at ours.
Right. And the best part about that cheesecake, Jeremy doesn't make it. So,
I don't. I'm not a cheesecake guy, but everybody else at the racetrack is. Yeah. So they make a really good ice cream cookie that I'll eat that for sure. WVSO.com. Get your tickets. Look at the schedule. If you can only go to 4 or 5 races, say this year because of scheduling conflicts or whatever, you can pick them out right then and there. Individual tickets for individual race nights is down the road yet? Probably actually the next 2 to 3 weeks we're going to have it put out.
Will you let me know?
Well, I will let you know. It'll be on our new website, Ticket Haas, like that. And so the season passes, though, they're going fast. You want to get them out there for sure.
Cool. The conductor of the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra, Nick Khalil, my guest. It's good to see you, Nick. Keep on twirling that baton. I'm sorry, it's Jeremy Andrews. I keep making that mistake. Don't be a stranger, my friend, all right?
Yeah. One more thing, too. If anybody's watching, we are still looking.
If anybody's watching.
If anybody's watching.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, for you, if they see your face, they're going to tune out, right? You want to throw the jokes at me, I'll throw them right back at you. But we are doing our 55th year. We are signing a bunch of new sponsors on, too. So if you have a business and you want to be involved, we have everything from every size budget, from $250 to $25,000 and everything in between. So if you want to do that, we've signed on 3 new sponsors in the last couple of weeks. So we have some great things planned, and we just need some great partners to go those things. So reach out to us and let us know.
You mentioned the Wenatchee 200 is presented by Plum Perfect. You don't have Plum Perfect on board, you can't give away all that dough, buddy.
No, and Plum Perfect is special to us. And Matt Brugman, we lost this last year, which was
that's why I brought it up.
That was a tough loss for our racing community, tough loss for many of us personally. He is a special person, and we're actually going to honor Matt going forward. The trophy will be presented that weekend will always be called now the Matt Bruckman Memorial Trophy.
Jeremy, it's good to see you. Keep up the best of luck to the Wenatchee High School girls bowling team.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, anytime you want to drop by, call in advance, please. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
It's a hometown celebration Christmas in Cashmere, Saturday, December 7th. It's family fun with a kid shop, live festive music, complimentary warm beverages, and tasty holiday treats. Come enjoy the sights and sounds of the season. Don't forget, Santa Claus arrives at 11, and please visit our sponsors.
The Cashmere Chamber of Commerce mission is to promote and support new and existing businesses. Cashmere Veterinary Clinic, natural pet care in everything they do, located in downtown Cashmere.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The Eastmont High School Drama Club presents Angels of Baton at the Eastmont High School Auditorium through December 14th. Tickets are $12 for adults and $10 for students and can be purchased at the door. Music Theater of Wenatchee's production of All Is Calm at the Riverside Playhouse continues its run through December 14th, directed by Henry Heddick with music conducted by Dan Jackson.
This is the time of year we celebrate family, traditions, and great food. At Abby's, our legendary pizzas are so giant, they feed up to 6 happy family members. When you need a break from cooking, think Abby's. Our place or your place. Our family is here for your family.
Let's go to Hawaii for the holidays.
Here's an easier idea. Enjoy Abby's classic Big Hawaiian Pizza this December. This delicious tropical and giant pizza is at a special holiday price. And when you gift an Abby's gift card, we'll give you a present too.
Introducing Wenatchee's Riverfront District.
Order your custom turkey or prime rib today in time for your favorite feast and dazzle your friends and neighbors with culinary excellence.
When it comes to live music in Wenatchee, the River House Cigar Bar has you covered. You can choose smoking or non-smoking areas, select from a wide variety of drinks and menu items, and dance the night away, all under one roof. It's the one and only River House Cigar Bar in Wenatchee's Riverfront District.
Visit the Wenatchee Riverfront District for fun, food, and entertainment.
Well, if you're sick and tired of all of this glunky weather, is glunky a word? I think I just made up a word. Good news. We're finally going to get away with this stuff, but you're going to have to wait, believe it or not, another couple more days. I know, but the National Weather Service keeps changing their mind, and they're allowed to do that. I mean, they're the ones that have all the equipment to figure out what they think the weather is going to do. So the clouds and the fog and the inversion and this stuff is not going to go anywhere today and tomorrow. The big change that they've made from the last time we visited yesterday. It was supposed to be fairly mild tomorrow, like lower 40s with some rain. Now they say more like mid-30s, and the precipitation could be coming down in the valley anyway in the form of freezing rain. Once again, here's the slide that the National Weather Service sent down the pike. What's happened is that there will be a weather system. It's going to pass right into our area. The problem is it's a little on the high side, and that means all that cold air that's trapped down near the valley floor is not going to go anywhere on Saturday as the system comes in. So it's going to rain at the upper elevation, some snow at about 4,000 feet roughly. But right at that level, it's going to start falling also as rain, and then of course it passes through the cold air. It freezes on its way down to the planet, and it lands as freezing rain. So we have a pretty good shot at some freezing rain tomorrow until about 11 a.m. or noon. We will eventually warm up above freezing, so it will dissipate a little bit. But a heads up, if you're traveling on Saturday morning anywhere in the area that you see there and the mountain passes, nobody likes freezing rain, nobody likes sleet. People like snow, but we're prepared for that. But it's really hard to prepare to drive on frozen roadways. So heads up there, things could get a little dicey if you're out and about early Saturday morning. If you need to be out and about on Saturday, you might want to wait till the afternoon hours when the freezing rain will switch over to just plain drizzle. From the National Weather Service, cloudy and foggy. Look at that. High and low, 31. Exactly the same. By the way, right now, it's 31 degrees. Again, the freezing rain we're looking at very early on Saturday morning. We're talking 3, 4, 5 a.m. before the sun comes up. We'll have some freezing rain. It looks like it's a pretty good chance of that. Eventually switches over to a freezing rain, freezing drizzle, and then drizzle by Saturday afternoon. Only 35. That's a lot cooler than they were thinking. 33 for the overnight low. And then Sunday looks pretty good. Slight chance of some light rain Sunday morning. By the time we get to about noon, it's going to be sunny, and it's going to be a beautiful Sunday afternoon with a high of 45. Not bad either on Monday or Tuesday. Weak ridge of high pressure is going to keep the sunshine locked in for the Wenatchee Valley. It gives way on Tuesday night to cooler and perhaps wetter weather on Thursday and Friday of next week. That's it for us. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.